feel like you have left?
Have left? Right, just keep watching. You know, I ain't gonna make no expectations. Just keep watching, and I can show you. We'll revisit this question. All right.
Let me talk my shit again.
What it do? It's your boy, Cassius Cliff, Talk My Shit Again podcast. First and foremost, appreciate y'all tapping in, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Definitely goes a long way. And you heard Julio. They asked the man what he had left in the tank. I even asked myself, not personally, but I asked, like, what could he possibly offer us? What was his response? I got left. Just keep watching. We're going to revisit the question. Why I feel that response and that answer was so poignant and like on point. Because that's how I feel like people are talking about the Eagles right now. Before last week, we was 5-0, 11 win streak on the road, going against the New York Jets with Zach Wilson, no Sauce, no DJ Reed, 3 of the top corners out. And we took the L. Now, I just have one simple thing to say to everybody, and we can move on from that. If you're not a Jets fan, I need everybody on fucking mute. I don't want to hear it. Why? Because if your team played against us, you had the opportunity. What happened to you? You took the L just like we did. And I took the L in stride, and I kept it moving. So I suggest you do the same. Now, off of that, we do have the Miami Dolphins this week. That's not going to be a layup at all in the slightest. It's going to be a tough matchup. I know it's going to be a tough matchup because we're going against the best offense in the league. And if you know anything about this offense, Tyreek Hill's on an historic run right now. Under 200 yards to reach 1,000, and it's week 7. Two is at almost 2,000 yards, and it's week 7. So these guys are not going to take it lightly on us, and I wouldn't expect anything different from a team that's also 5-1 going against a team that's 5-1. And that's what I told y'all. I don't want to hear the shit because nobody's undefeated right now, including the best offense in the league in Miami. Now, before we get into a couple clips and kind of break down what I feel could pose an issue or a problem for us, we do got some news regarding injuries. Now, I know this is never a pretty sight, nothing great to look at, typically, and this shit looks kind of crazy. You see a lot of names. It damn near look like a CVS receipt. It's not that. It's actually not that bad. At the very top, we only got 2 guys out, even though they're vital to the defense. Reed Blankenship and Bradley Roby. Yes, they're out for Sunday. Yes, we could use them. But we got other guys back too. We got a lot of guys back. And if you know anything about this team and how it's built and where we make a lot of our bones and where the success is made, it's really in the trenches. Everybody in the trenches is back, and I couldn't be more happy with that. You saw what happened last week. We had Jack Dreidel out there getting spun around. Because Lane Johnson went down. And that's not the case this week. Lane Johnson's back. He's a fucking legend. Like, with ankle injury and you're back the very next week, too legit. That's a legend. We gonna definitely take that. We appreciate that heavily. Slay is back. Martin T's back. Milton Williams is back. Jalen Carter's back. Goddard and Smitty, they dealt with injuries throughout the week. They're ready to go. Given the matchup we got, that's all we can ask for. That's really all we can ask for. Now, you see the injury report and you really see the silhouette in the graphic. Make no mistake, it's definitely coming out. The Kelly Green. You see the flag right behind me? I've been dying and praying for this day to happen. And really, I'm glad I waited till I got my jersey because we finally get to put it on this weekend. Sunday night primetime. You will see these boys in Kelly Green. Obviously, I'm hyped for it. It's very obvious. And given that we're going to put on the Kelly Green, I feel like it's only right that we show out. We're going to be in the Linc. We're going to be wearing a jersey that we haven't worn in a long time. And we're going to have a great matchup on our hands. Why not show out? Why not, put the league on notice? Obviously, we're not here to impress or even convince anybody. we're here to go 1-0 every week. Especially given how we ended last week. Going 1-0 this week is paramount. That's the most important thing. We're not even going to get it confused. All right? And I didn't mention, we ain't got to deal with Jack Dreidel this week. Why? We got this legend coming back. Again, he dealt with an ankle injury, but he's practicing here. Don't look like he skipped a beat. It really don't. And that's what happens when you got Hall of Fame guys on your offensive line, leading the way, and really making sure that we got all we can possibly use and need in order to do, put out our best performance and our best game out there. And with Lane out there, I'm 10 times more comfortable and really confident in how this offense can move and really perform. Now, we are playing the Miami Dolphins. If you know anything about the Miami Dolphins, Tua is actually playing really well this year. Probably an MVP candidate. It's week 7 right now. And he's almost at 2,000 yards. Who else is almost at an historic run and really a historic pace? Tyreek freaking Hill. It's week 7 and he's less than 200 yards away from 1,000 yards. I don't foresee him getting that this game. I really hope he don't. But Tyreek Hill is probably the most dangerous, impactful, just downright, it's hard to guard him one-on-one and really 2-on-1. I don't think I've ever seen a guy like that in this league with my own 2 eyes. Not when I've been able to watch the game. There's nobody I've ever seen like Tyreek Hill. And this year it's showing that. It's evidence. It's clear evidence. He's just a different breed. Now, he's not the only guy we need to worry about. Because Miami is the number 1 offense in passing and rushing. And really another guy we need to worry about is Raheem Mostert. Now, why do I feel like Raheem Mostert is someone we need to worry about? Because even though this is only it looks like probably his second receiving touchdown on the league in the season. Because right now he has 2 receiving touchdowns, but he has 9 rushing touchdowns. So that's total 11. Good old boy math. That's 11 total touchdowns. That could be a problem for us if we don't stop this run. Because they're putting up 181 yards on the ground. That's number 1 in the league. Even though we have the best rushing defense, that could pose a problem. And the way they scheme up this offense and the pre-snap motion, obviously it's not a running play. We got to be prepared for that. If you watched the Super Bowl last year, given that you're probably an Eagles fan watching this video, pre-snap motion killed us on 2 plays specifically. Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney. They both scored touchdowns in that game. Pre-snap motion and really just being able to change things up throughout the game. That kept us on our heels all game. And this play right here is a great example of things we should probably be concerned with and prepared for going against Miami. Because that seems to be the most not only potent and impactful offense, but the most creative right now. This is a perfect example to me. Now I want to show you another good example. This guy number 10, Tyreek Hill, I told y'all he's a different breed. And this right here on a first down that turned to a fumble, turned to a touchdown. Sure. People will, they had people on the Chargers lacking, and that sounds like the Charger way. You make a play and your teammates are just like watching, throwing their hands up. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, look at number 32. He thought the play was over, and Tyreek picks it up and takes it to the crib. So yeah, that's malpractice by the Chargers. But nobody else I could see doing that, taking to the crib like Tyreek Hill. I can't see nobody else doing that. And that's really my point. You give Tyreek Hill enough space, you're liable to get burned. And I don't want to go through that. Not this Sunday night. Not with the Kelly Green on. I really don't. And having Slay back, I don't really see that in the cards for us. I really don't. But obviously, we got to see how Sean Desai schemes up this defense, how he intends to stop the run and then impact the passing game. Because Tua's, again, it's on a great run right now, as well as Tyreek Hill. But aside from those 2 guys, along with, let's say 3 guys, Raheem Mostert, it's pretty much like, average play. I'm not going to see Jalen Waddle, but he doesn't even have 300 yards on the season, and it's week 7. Tyreek Hill has almost 3 times the amount of yards. So clearly, the focal points of this offense, given that the number 1, Running game and Raheem Mostert because they don't have Devin A-Chain. Passing game, Tyreek Hill. Good thing we got Slay back. Good thing we got Sid back. We need all the help we can get. All the help we can get because it's going to be a tough matchup. And I'm just prepared for it. I'm too hyped for it. It's prime time. We in Philly. We got the Kelly Green on. It's time to show out. It's time to put a lot of things to bed, to rest, and really, even though I don't care to put the league on notice, it's time to let them know that we're not to be messed with. Y'all can talk all y'all want, especially because people like me, being an Eagles fan, I'm going to talk my shit as well. But y'all need to pump the brakes sometimes, a little bit. Because even though I mentioned Miami being the number one offense, people probably don't realize the number two offense is Philly. Number one is Miami, number two is Philly. So we're going to give them a lot of work too, which is why I am foreseeing a shootout, 28-24 Philly in the Linc. That's why I'm anticipating. That's my prediction. Worst case scenario, and really I feel like there's no in between, we get blown out. We get blown out. Now, again, that's not what I'm anticipating happening. I just really feel like there's no in between. I don't feel like we lose close. I don't feel like we blow them out. That offense is very potent. They're averaging over 32, 34 points a game. Even though they're allowing, a fair amount, over 20, they put up a lot of points. They put up 70 points a couple weeks ago. And this ain't Madden. This is real life. So they come in for real this weekend. Pause. They're going to be for real this weekend. But yeah, man, we in the Linc. We put on the Kelly Green. And we just took the L last week. That we don't have all the momentum I feel like we need for this game. This is where we snatch it right back. Going against a team that's hot. And they come to our house. We cannot allow these guys to disrespect us. Not in that Kelly Green. I refuse. And I know they're going to refuse too. Because this is Philly. This is how we do things. This is how we move. If he was not sure, you were confused, I'm here to clear it all up. We're not playing with them either. And best believe they're coming out there to play on Sunday night. After that loss, yeah, we ready. We ready. I'm sure. That's why you see a lot of these guys back. Given that they was on the bubble, you wasn't sure they was going to be ready for this game. Nah, we suiting up. Smitty, he was questionable. He's suiting up. Lane, suiting up. Jalen Carter, suiting up. We ready. The question is, Miami fans and really Miami players, are y'all ready? Because I don't think you understand when it comes to a team with this much pride, this much belief in themselves, after taking that kind of loss, how they finna bounce back and really take it out on the next opponent. Y'all the next one. I won't necessarily say it's a menu. I don't know if we're going to feast on y'all guys like that. Pause. I don't know if we're going to do damage like that. But best believe we want to make a statement and really want to prove to ourselves that we are who we think we are. We know we're great. 5-1 is not, we didn't stumble into that. We 5-1 for a reason. And again, I mentioned, nobody's better than 5-1 because nobody's undefeated right now. But time will tell. Obviously, time will tell. And that time will be 8:15, Sunday night, prime time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just ready, man. It's Friday. We got a couple of days out, and it's the last game of that day. And you know how those things go. You got to wait all day to see your team play and to see how they perform after watching everybody else win or lose, especially in your own division. And I'm anxious. I'm anxious. But we are built for these moments. We're built for these moments. And really, I'm just expecting a show with that Kelly Green on. I've never seen a team look better in a better jersey. I'm just glad it's back. I'm glad we're back on prime time. I'm glad we got a chance to show people that, again, we for real. And I know we're going to do what needs to be done. Again, appreciate y'all tapping in. Continue to like, share, subscribe. This is the Talk My Shit Again podcast. Your boy Cassius Cliff. We out. But before we out, actually, huge shout out, quick shout out to my brother, Zach. He was the one to actually provide, the new sounds and the new music, the background. I love it, man. Clearly, I'm in a flow, and he made that possible. So huge shout out to you, bro. We're going to keep this shit going. Till next time.